Breaking. Welcome to today's news. Here is the headlines. See shocking thing Nnamdi Kanu did in court that made judge handling his case withdraw from ongoing trial. See shocking thing Nnamdi Kanu did in court that made judge handling his case withdraw from ongoing trial. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. And please do ensure you like, subscribe and share. Now the details. Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court in Abuja has formally withdrawn from the ongoing trial of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, after a dramatic scene in court on Tuesday. The development marks a critical juncture in Kanu's long-running legal battle with the federal government over charges of terrorism. The withdrawal of Justice Nyako followed a heated outburst from Kanu, who declared that he no longer had confidence in the judge's ability to preside fairly over his trial. The proceedings, which had already attracted significant attention due to the controversial nature of the charges, took an unexpected turn when Kanu rose from the dock to address the court directly, overriding his lawyer's attempt to represent him. During the session, Kanu, in an emotional outburst, instructed his lead counsel Aloy Ejimako to step aside, taking control of the courtroom himself. He accused Justice Nyako of bias and declared that he could not trust her to deliver a fair judgment. This act of defiance sparked a brief uproar in the courtroom, with security officials scrambling to restore order. I have no confidence in you, Kanu reportedly told the judge, demanding her immediate withdrawal from the case. His unprecedented request caught the attention of both his legal team and the prosecution, sparking immediate debate over whether the judge should step aside. Counsel for the federal government, senior advocate of Nigeria SAN, Adegboyega Awomolo, opposed Kanu's demand. He argued that the trial's progression was in line with the Supreme Court's directive and that there was no legal basis for the judge to recuse herself. Awomolo further contended that Kanu's outburst was an attempt to disrupt the legal process and that the court should proceed without delay. However, despite the federal government's objections, Justice Nyako took the unusual step of granting Kanu's request. She stated that although she had previously handled the trial impartially, she believed it was in the best interest of justice for another judge to take over. The judge expressed her frustration with the continuous disruptions in the trial, which has been marred by repeated adjournment and legal challenges from Kanu's defense team. The integrity of the judicial process must remain intact, Justice Nyako remarked before announcing her decision. For the sake of transparency and in the interest of justice, I am recusing myself from this case. I will instruct that the case file be returned to the Chief Judge for reassignment. With this decision, the case file will now be returned to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Toho, who will reassign the trial to another judge. The timeline for the reassignment and the subsequent continuation of the trial remains uncertain, though the case will likely proceed under new leadership in the coming months. For now, Nnamdi Kanu has been remanded back into the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS, where he has been held since his extradition to Nigeria from Kenya in June 2021. His detention and trial have sparked widespread reactions, particularly among his supporters and the larger Biafran independence movement, who see him as a political prisoner rather than a criminal.